I can't believe it was Dr. Wily.
I know, right? In any case, welcome back to Deep Thought, folks. This is the final part of Mega Man 4, the Wily stages, and pretty alright. That's it. That's all that needs to be said.
Metals! Ballerina dancing metals!
Yeah, this is basically the metal level, isn't it, really?
They're so cute, though.
Yeah, they're fucking everywhere. I'm not too big on the background here. Like, that green background just looks too generic for me, but yeah, I guess they're trying to switch things up, and having a plain green background, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, like you pointed out in Mega Man 2, Mia, and this particular part here, these kind of puke green-esque color schemes, I never really found them to be that irritating. I mean, probably more so on...
It's much worse in... Well, this game is fine just because there's enough going on in the foreground just to sort of... I don't really care. It doesn't... This one doesn't look terrible or anything, but in Mega Man 2 it just looks ick at some points.
Yeah, to be fair, at the start here, that was a much richer green as opposed to the snot green from the earlier games. It's like, whatever word you use to try and describe that green from Mega Man 2, it's gonna be something unpleasant, isn't it?
It's either shit green or snot green, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to have the obligatory disappearing blocks, which you can just basically bypass with the jet, and in this case, the wire adapter.
Yeah, we haven't actually talked yet about how the rush jet is actually gimped here from Mega Man 3, because...
Actually, I did, Flame, if you were listening.
You talked about his design.
Nope.
Well, maybe not, but I should probably say that that's the kind of section that would have been a lot easier in 3, because you can actually maneuver around as opposed to try to line it up right, hold up as you go along, and hope that you reach it.
You can kind of hold back left or right, depending on which way you're going, to kind of, keep going up but not going forward a whole lot, so... But, I mean, still, yeah, I prefer how it was in 3 and 2.
Yeah. Anyway, no one saw this boss coming from, all these stuff leading up to it.
Yeah, now, this is an example of as to how the frickin' ring boomerang is just bad. I don't like it. You have to hit the green plus thing right here, and it's just really easy to miss. The hitbox around it is rather small. It's smaller than it should be.
That's the thing, though. You're not lining up your jumps. That's why you need to do it when you're at the apex of the jump and you're lined up perfectly. Like that one, you were barely touching it.
Pussy.
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna keep blaming the game for all my mistakes. We'll see how that see where that gets us.
Yep, you enjoy your bug ring mechanics while we talk about how to actually play the game.
Stuck in my own little fantasy world where I am right all the time and you guys are wrong.
Yeah, you got to do like the rest of the commentaries, just chew with your fingers in your ear going, no, I'm not listening. Though, eventually you're going to have to play something that's actually difficult, and then you'll be screwed, fam.
Oh, I wonder when that will happen.
But now we're in another generic, boring base place, which I think I've moaned about in every one of the Mega Man playthroughs at this point, how I don't like boring base levels.
And they also tried to trick you into, sliding and jumping into spikes.
That's a Mega Man thing in general, though, let's be honest here.
I don't like the downgrade of these little platform, the saws that kind of move faster if you're on the same platform as them. Like before they looked kind of goofy and cartoony, and I kind of like that. Now they're just these generic saw things.
Yeah, well.
Ah, well. Is that all you gotta say? Ah, well. That's
yeah,
probably... you know, that could be my biggest complaint of this entire game. The saw things are just too generic. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, that's me tier nitpicking, let's be frank here.
Yeah, fair enough.
When you reach me tier nitpicking, you know you have no actual criticism.
I like how the Pharaoh Man enemies are here, and they make a lot less sense being behind a trap wall in Wily's castle as opposed to being behind a trap wall in a pyramid.
Well, no, like everyone knows that there's mummified like remains in every sort of techno base. That's how it works, right?
I suppose.
Skulls. Skulls on wheels, I should say.
I will say the skull aesthetic does fit with this game, does fit with this castle because because Wily always uses skulls in his like designs, so that's pretty cool.
I wonder if Skullman is his favorite robot master.
No, it's Gutsman.
You know, speaking of Gutsman, I don't think we saw a single glimpse of him in the last game, or this game either.
Yeah, I don't think he comes back until 7.
Yeah, is he sick? Why isn't he here? I miss Gutsman.
I miss him too.
Everyone misses Gutsman. Ah, it's this one.
Yeah. Now if I can't remember... No, yeah, okay, yeah, this is the one where I just kind of stand on the platform and just kind of hit it a bunch of times. Now, see, I do have skills. It took me like
Except you got hit.
It took me 5 save states, but I figured it out.
Also, it has a mouth penis.
Indeed it does.
Yes, everything that protrudes off a body or off something that even somewhat resembles a body is a penis. That's pretty much how our observational commentary goes.
Yeah, you see that antenna? That's a penis. You see that cannon? That's a penis. You see those chimney things? Those are 2 penises.
It's like if Sigmund Freud literally did Let's Plays.
It's what we were born to do, and we have fulfilled that goal, so now we should just all die.
I love you're doing the same thing I do a lot when I'm recording games and that. Like, even though you're doing a no-death run, you're going out of your way to pick up every life. I do shit like that too, and
it makes up for the lack of lives you have in real life.
Yeah, well, I mean, if an item's there, then why not? Try getting it. If you want, if you can, at least.
Yeah, like, I did a perfect run of Rice Star not too long ago, but I still went and picked up all the health items.
It's a certain level of completionism. The game doesn't recognize it, but, you know, someone out there is going to call you out.
It would bug me personally if I missed it, so I'm going to get it. I know exactly the feeling you mean.
Mm-hmm. More paranoia than anything else, really.
Oh yay, falling through blank rooms.
Woo.
Yeah, like that one doesn't have the Sparkman excuse of them filling it in later, so they did that literally just to waste our time.
Yep, and now it's time for the Robot Master rematches, and like as usual, it's
You
just...
still haven't sped them up.
Yeah, they don't need speeding up.
Who the hell cares? I beat them fast enough.
Except for that one where your shot got deflected.
And you keep getting hit.
The one saving grace that speeding up might have had is that it would have been harder for us to nitpick, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I like how he was able to drill into like the metal ground, like by the teleporter.
Yeah, fuck it, it's like Knuckles ain't got shit on this guy.
I can't.
Yeah, they could have had that teleporter like floating in the air to keep the consistency of the level design up, but nah, too lazy for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope. Bright Man.
Hey, Brighty.
Time to spam that Toadman weapon.
Here's another nitpick. They first off they kind of changed the sound effect for like the boss health meter and when it's filling up too. It also fills up really slowly and stops the music as well.
There's something weird about the sound in this game and later ones compared to the early ones. It sounds a lot less bassy, like the treble is mixed a lot higher. And I don't, like, I think part of the appeal of earlier Mega Man soundtracks to me is how they use the sort of electronic bass. So, like, while there are still some really good songs in later games, I find the other one, like the earlier ones, sound cooler, if that makes sense. Like, they sound more prominent.
Yeah, if anything, like, as unmemorable as some of the later Mega Man games can be, and hell, even some of the earlier ones, like, you remember the music. You may not be able to recall it instantly unless you've listened to it a bunch of times, but if you go into a level that you haven't played in a while, you remember that song.
And not 5.
No,
Well,
not
5
5.
has a lot of good songs.
Yeah, I don't really remember anything from
Okay,
5.
then even hum Waveman's hum Stone Man's theme.
I think you're missing my point from earlier. Like, I need to play Mega Man 5 a shitload of times in order to kind of memorize all the song. Or more likely, just listen to the soundtrack. But I haven't done that willingly, because I don't have time for that stuff.
I don't have time to listen to music. Let me live tweet some other albums I'm listening to all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember it being really good, though. Like, all of the Mega Man games have good music. Like, even Mega Man 7. I remember one theme there. I think it was the ice level theme.
7, the only one I actually remember from 7 is the Ghosts and Goblins remix.
No, Shade Man fam. Shade Man's like the best robot master ever.
Well, that's the only one. Like, the alternate version is the Ghosts and Goblins one. I don't remember the standard one at all.
I do, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, I just really don't like Mega Man 7's sound font in particular. Comparing it to the X, like, tone. Oh, shut the fuck up, you. No, X's sound is far more distinct, whereas... Nah, it's not farts. It's a very distinct electronic rock music style. As opposed to 7...
Farts.
You're wrong. As opposed to 7, which has very, like, generic sounding, you know... It's like, 7's music is far too soft. Like, it doesn't have that same rock vibe to it that the X series stuff does. Like, even X3, as samey as some of the music gets, it's still, like, more distinct to me than 7's.
Well, that's because some of its songs just plagiarize Guns N' Roses songs.
That's one song.
Neon Tiger.
Yeah, Neon Tiger is basically My Michelle. Like, the riff is the
No,
same.
it is My Michelle.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
You know what? I'm sure someone else is understanding what you two are saying right now, but to me, it's just... I mean, I recognize, like, their actual song names, but it kind of sounds like gibberish.
Well, you don't know Guns N' Roses?
No, I know Guns N' Roses, but not a whole lot of Guns N' Roses.
Listen to My Michelle, it's a fucking jam. But anyway, this is such a pathetic boss. Look at this shit. Look, you just jump, shoot, like, you're not even having to be careful because you got health left. Like, rip. Like, that first phase, I think I normally just use the Buster. That's how pissed easy it is.
Yeah, but this second phase, it kind of threw me off in the beginning because I didn't know you could like manually blow up the drill bomb thing with the press of another button.
You have to time it just before it hits, don't you? Yeah. This one, admittedly, this can catch you off guard if you... Because, especially your run, as far as I remember, you went Drill Man last, didn't you? So you haven't really had much experience with the drill weapon.
Yeah. I mean, I did use the drill weapon to get to that shortcut in the last classic stage, but I didn't know you could still manually blow it up with a second button press.
That flashing.
Final level.
I think the flashing is a bit less prominent in here than it was in 2 and 3, but still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we are falling once again.
Free falling. Ow. Oh, look, it's another one of these little foreboding corridors, and it's just these caterpillar things feel far less, you know, drawing of tension than, say, the drops from, like, the last one in 2.
Yeah, like, if they had done more of that, I would have really liked it, but it's just kind of dull.
Now, if I'm to explain the strategy here, set up your Pharaoh thing, walk left and right, and win by accident.
Exactly. Yeah, the best thing is, like, even if you hit him with the Pharaoh shot that's clearly above your head, you can still shoot another Pharaoh thing, like, right out of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's
that about
dead.
does it, folks.
I love how he went flying then.
And once again, we are in his laboratory. He always turns off the lights. It's really inconvenient.
Like, imagine if he had all the lights off except for that machine in the background with the flashing lights.
Oh shit, he escaped.
Oh no.
No one saw that coming.
Alright, this brings me to a point that seems to happen in all of these Mega Man games, especially the ones where they have these kind of ending scenes. How come killing Dr. Wily causes his castles to, like, blow up?
It just does.
It's a load-bearing boss.
Maybe by defeating him, you activate the self-destruct button.
Or there's a possibility that, like, Wily's got a emergency kill switch for that, so that, like, if there's any legal action, all the evidence has been destroyed or something like that.
Well, that was Mega Man 4, folks, and this is a nice little ending scene with the train and the mountains in the background and the changing sky. So let's go through what we thought of it. It's pretty alright.
Well done, that's your opinion.
Here, I'll elaborate a little bit. It's one of the dollar Mega Man games, but I still found it to be rather fun. I like it a little bit more than 3, if only because it doesn't have the immense slowdown that 3 had. And while 3 did have an amazing soundtrack, I mean, that slowdown just kind of kills it for me, to be honest. But yeah, other than that, Mega Man 4, it's pretty alright.
I'll say that, like, I've been sort of making little, nothing talk over this game a lot. I do really like this game. I think its problem comes from the fact that it is the 4th game and the earlier games are so iconic. So this is doing what those do, but because, you've already played the other 3, you got them memories stuck in you. This is the point where it's hit where it's like, this again. Like, I reckon I would probably have much more favourable opinions still if this was the first Mega Man game I played. I think it just suffers from being more of the same. It's less offensive in that respect than the likes of 5, and it's definitely more fun than stuff like 7 or Mega Man and Bass. But overall, I echo Evan's it's okay opinion.
I think it's an okay game. It's alright. It does the job. It's a perfectly serviceable Mega Man game. Also, a remix of the Mega Man 2 theme.
This is showing off what I mean about the whole it's mixing up the treble. This is a lot more like higher than the Mega Man 2 version, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a higher key than it was in... I could say what keys they are, but I need to listen to them really closely, and I don't feel like doing that right now.
You don't feel like doing that when you have us yapping over the game, making it hard to hear.
Yep.
But this is kind of an elaborate ending sequence, which I do like, having the sort of colours adapting and shit. Although I do sort of miss the thing from 2, where Mega Man's walking dramatically. But I don't know, can't have everything. We got a little scene of Wily flying away, which is new, so there's that.
Which means we might see him again, but I'm sure he won't be the villain ever again.
Right, of course.
Well, he's got to go into hiding now.
Of course.
Right, yeah, of course that'll happen. Well, anyway, thanks for watching Mega Man 4 playthrough, folks, and we'll see you next time for more Mega Mania with Mega Man numero 50.